Okay, so Austin McBroom just went on another live stream talking about his ex-wife Catherine, and honestly, I'm sitting here wondering why this man cannot let her live in peace. Like, seriously, every single time she posts something positive about her new life, he's got something to say, and I'm gonna break down exactly what happened because this situation is genuinely wild. Catherine is out here living her best life. She's married to Igor, she's pregnant, she's glowing, she's minding her business, and meanwhile, Austin is hopping on live streams, getting absolutely roasted, and then acting shocked when people call him out. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the live stream he joined wasn't just any random stream. It was with Blueface of all people. And if you know anything about Blueface, you know that man does not hold back. So picture this. Austin willingly joins the stream, probably thinking it's going to be a chill conversation, maybe some cloud, maybe some views, but instead it turned into a full-blown roast session where every single one of his past mistakes got thrown right back in his face. Now, before we get deeper into this mess, let me tell you why this whole situation is actually way more complicated than it looks on the surface. Because Austin has been playing this victim card for months now, and people are finally seeing through it. So during this live stream with Blueface, things got uncomfortable really fast. Blueface straight up confronted Austin about cheating on Catherine with like 20 different women, and I'm not even exaggerating, that's literally what people have been saying for years now. Blueface wasn't letting him off easy either. He kept pushing him, asking, why would you cheat when you had a wife and kids at home? What were you thinking? And Austin sitting there trying to come up with excuses that honestly just made him look worse. But wait, because here's the thing that really caught my attention. Blueface then suggested that maybe Catherine cheated too since she moved on so quickly, got remarried, and got pregnant, and Austin jumped on that immediately, claiming they'd been divorced for over 2 years, so her timeline must have overlapped with their marriage. Let me tell you why that logic is absolutely ridiculous and why the internet immediately called him out on it. Catherine didn't move on quickly. Austin had been cheating publicly for years. Their marriage was effectively over long before any paperwork was signed, and everyone knew it. The audacity to even suggest Catherine did something wrong when he was the one who destroyed their family is honestly mind-blowing to me. Now here's where the psychology of this gets fascinating, because if you watch the live stream, you can see Austin is visibly uncomfortable. He's not laughing along with the jokes, he's not vibing with the energy, he genuinely looks upset, and people in the comments were asking, why did he even agree to do this? Some people joked that rent must be due, others said he's clearly desperate for relevance, but I think there's something deeper going on here that we need to talk about. Austin has been struggling with the fact that Catherine completely moved on without him. She's thriving, she's happy, she's building a beautiful new family, and he's stuck in the past, constantly bringing her up, even though he claims he wants people to stop asking about her. That's the contradiction right there. He says leave Catherine out of it, but then he's the one who keeps mentioning her in every interview, every live stream, every podcast. It's giving obsessed, it's giving can't let go, and honestly, it's getting embarrassing for him at this point. But hold on, because the drama doesn't stop there. In another video that surfaced recently, Austin actually had the nerve to say that Catherine moved on quickly while he's struggling to establish new relationships because his kids are holding him back. Let me repeat that. He blamed his children for not being able to date. He said his kids have such a strong attachment to him that it prevents him from pursuing new love the way Catherine has. And the interviewer was sitting there praising him like he's making some noble sacrifice for his children. I'm sitting here thinking, are we watching the same person? Because this is the same Austin who was dating Alexa, the same Austin who was linked to multiple women even before the divorce was finalized, the same Austin who clearly had no problem stepping out during his marriage. So now suddenly his kids are the reason he can't move on? That doesn't add up at all, and people immediately saw through it. The internet absolutely destroyed him for this take because it's so obvious he's trying to compete with Catherine's happiness. He sees her glowing with Igor, he sees her pregnancy announcement getting millions of likes, he sees everyone congratulating her and being genuinely happy for her new chapter, and he can't stand it. Instead of being mature about it, instead of just focusing on his own life and his own growth, he's making these weird comparisons and playing the victim like he's somehow the one who got hurt in all of this. Let me be clear, Austin was the one who cheated repeatedly. Austin was the one who broke his family apart. Austin was the one who made Catherine's life miserable for years, and now he wants sympathy because she found happiness with someone else? That's not how this works, my friend. Now let me tell you about the most bizarre part of this entire situation, because it's not just Austin causing chaos, his brother Landon McBroom has been doing some seriously weird stuff too. Every single time Catherine announces something major, whether it's her engagement, her wedding, or her pregnancy, Landon and his partner Sophia mysteriously post pregnancy-related content right after. I'm not talking about coincidences here, I'm talking about a clear pattern that people have noticed over and over again. Landon will post stories with pregnancy themes, he'll share old photos of Shyla in the hospital, he'll do these clickbait posts that make people think Sophia is pregnant again, and it always happens right around the time Catherine shares her news. People in the comments have been calling this out for months, asking why is Landon so obsessed with pregnancy content, why does it always align with Catherine's announcements, and is this family just incapable of letting her move on in peace? Honestly, from where I'm standing, it looks like the entire McBroom family is struggling with the fact that Catherine upgraded her life and left all their drama behind. She's not engaging with any of their nonsense, she's not responding to Austin's subliminal posts, she's not addressing Landon's weird behavior, she's just living her life and being happy. That silence is so powerful because it shows she's truly moved on. She doesn't need to defend herself, she doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, she's just existing in her own peaceful bubble while they're all spiraling trying to get her attention. And you know what? I respect that so much because imagine being in her position. Imagine having your ex-husband constantly bringing you up on live streams, constantly making excuses for his behavior, constantly trying to paint himself as the victim, and you just refuse to engage. That takes strength, that takes maturity, and that shows real growth. The contrast between Catherine and Austin right now could not be more obvious. She's announcing a pregnancy with her husband, looking absolutely radiant and happy. Meanwhile, he's on a live stream getting roasted by Blueface and looking miserable. She's protecting her peace and building a beautiful family. He's out here making excuses and blaming his kids for his inability to move on. She's being celebrated by millions of people who are genuinely excited for her new chapter. He's being criticized and called out for his continued lack of accountability. The internet has made it very clear who they're rooting for in this situation, and it's definitely not Austin. What bothers me most about all of this is Austin had every opportunity to take accountability, grow from his mistakes, and move forward with his life in a positive way. He could have apologized sincerely, he could have respected Catherine's new relationship, he could have focused on being the best father possible without making it about competing with his ex-wife's happiness. Instead, he chose to go on live streams, make excuses, throw subtle shade, and play the victim card over and over again. That's not growth, that's not maturity, that's just a man who can't accept the consequences of his own actions. And honestly, I think deep down he knows Catherine was the best thing that ever happened to him, and he completely messed it up. And now watching her thrive with someone who actually treats her right is killing him inside. The Blueface livestream really exposed everything because you could see Austin squirming, you could see him getting defensive, you could see him trying to flip the narrative to make it seem like Catherine might have done something wrong too, but the reality is Catherine did nothing wrong. She left a toxic situation, she healed, she found a real love with Igor, and now she's building the family she always deserved. Austin, on the other hand, is still stuck in that same toxic energy, still making the same excuses, still refusing to look in the mirror and accept responsibility for destroying his own marriage. At some point, you have to wonder if he'll ever actually learn, or if he's just going to keep repeating these same patterns forever. And let's talk about the excuse that his kids are holding him back from dating, because that's honestly one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Those kids didn't hold him back when he was allegedly cheating with 20 different women. Those kids didn't hold him back when he was dating Alexa. Those kids didn't hold him back from doing anything else he wanted to do. So why are they suddenly the reason he can't establish a new relationship now? It's so transparent that he's using them as a scapegoat because he can't handle the fact that Catherine genuinely moved on and found happiness while he's still dealing with the consequences of his own choices. Your kids aren't the problem, Austin. Your refusal to grow and change is the problem. Looking at this entire situation, I genuinely believe Austin needs to take a long break from social media, do some serious self-reflection, maybe talk to a therapist, and figure out how to move forward without constantly bringing Catherine into every conversation. She's done with that chapter of her life. She's closed that book. She's writing a completely new story with Igor and their growing family. The healthiest thing Austin could do for himself and for his children would be to respect that, stop mentioning her, stop making excuses, and actually focus on becoming a better version of himself. But based on his recent behavior, I'm not confident that's going to happen anytime soon. What do you guys think? Is Austin ever going to move on, or is he going to keep this pattern going forever? Let me know in the comments because this situation is absolutely wild and I have a feeling it's only going to get messier from here.